Kabam say this event will never return. Are Cavalier players getting it too easy with Summer of Pain? It's new info for August drop day today, and we learn more about America Chavez. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news show for Friday. I am budding with Glorious Porpoise. Glorious Porpoise? What? That's an animal, isn't it? Oh, God's sake, that's I'm leaving that in. Glorious Porpoise. Oh God. Glorious Porpoise. That's a porpoise. It's like a dolphin, but it's not a dolphin. It's a porpoise. It's good to have a laugh, especially on a Friday. Also, make sure to hit the like button and as well subscribe with post notifications on all sort of news, as well as various other grind guides and other videos pop up from my channel. You get to see them first. Now, also, as I usually do, make sure to give thanks and thank you so much to everybody that supports the channel as a YouTube member or as a Patreon. You're on screen now. Thank you very much for keeping that love. Many years of love, loyalty, and all that things. Thank you for supporting and allowing me to do this as a full-time venture. Also, those that support over on twitch.tv/RichTheMan Live, if you've got an Amazon Prime account, you can give a free Twitch sub. Please consider myself and make sure to come by later on today, as I'm going to be doing some Cavalier difficulty and grinding like that. Appreciate everybody that gives donations, subs, bits, you name it. Thank you so much. But now this glorious porpoise person has now got to cover some stuff in the community, some really interesting stuff today and more to drop later on. So beginning with, if you don't know already, is that we're going to see a delay into Alliance War Season 28. You should have received an in-game mail to let you know that is going to be the case, especially with the existing parry issues which are trying to be resolved, just to keep the integrity of the competitive nature of Alliance Wars alive, if that is such a thing. But yeah, it's kind of good that's being delayed for it. But I know a lot of people are chomping at the bit for some spicy rewards, just with the annoyance that is Alliance Wars that you have to do in order to get it. But I would believe that Alliance Wars Season 28 will return at some point in August. It just more than likely will be in the last 2 weeks of the month, especially for Kabam to assess the impact of the new update, whether or not it sorts out those things, and hopefully a bug fix for the parry dex issues or controls issues is done and dusted, and we don't have to ever worry about it again until the next time it crops up. America Chavez now. Look, a lot of people don't really know much about the character, and I didn't personally do like a comic book overview type video, which I will be doing for August Champions. Watch out for those videos on Saturday. But it's always good when Kabam do this. I don't know if they do this all the time, especially because I don't remember the last time they have indeed done this. But what they've done is they've earmarked some comic books of America Chavez, or where she's featured, and it's been good to then give this to players to learn a bit more about the character. I do think that one of the best times that she's been associated has been in West Coast Avengers. If you like Kate Bishop's getting her own TV series. Gwenpool, who has had like her own kind of like run in her own right, but as well pairing them all up together has been a great idea, and especially if this is something down the line with Marvel Contest of Champions. We've talked about the idea of Kate Bishop potentially being a character of the future, and that would be amazing to have that kind of like West Coast Avengers synergy, or kind of an expansion of which can, you know, lead to more powerful pair-ups, considering that Kate Bishop would probably be a skill. Then you've got, well, Gwenpool skill, you've got America Chavez being a mystic, and maybe some of the other members being different types of classes, which can give a well-rounded team for grinding out in various different bits of content. The great thing about America Chavez is she actually has featured as a character within the Contest of Champions comic book story arc. I do need to collect a full amount of this comic book series, as I've got a few, but I want to get stuff in a more kind of like a mint condition, so that's something, and maybe some of the variant comic books. But yeah, it's always a problem collecting those, because you always have to rely on eBay. It's not always in the UK. Price is jacked up ridiculously, and sometimes it's just better to like see if you can just like get a kind of a bargain comic book bin version, which you know, sometimes you find at a good comic book store, or ones or kind of like sales and stuff like that, or expos and Comic Cons, which man, I do miss Comic Cons a lot. And now that things are starting opening up, hopefully I can attend them and hopefully I can grab some of these comic books. Right, info drop time. If you don't know already, at 1800 hours, 10 AM PST, later on today, there's going to be an info drop of new characters, information about the side quests, and it is going to be good. That's all I can really say. But the rumour is that Penny Parker and Spider-Man 2099 are going to be the champions included. Spider-Man 2099 has been inadvertently confirmed by Kabam, and that's just because the info, if you don't know, we did a full video on this, a full news video on this, where the info for the champion has already dropped, as it was already on the Act 7.3 beta. So yes, Kabam let a lot of information let loose on the community as of the last couple of weeks. The champion is indeed confirmed to be Science, Spider-Man 2099 that is. I mean, you can see it on screen right now. Getting the full inroads of information about the about being at rank 5, which, you know, we don't have rank 5s at the moment, but you can see the extensive amount of things. There's synergies. The synergies were confirmed in the video, so if I remember, I'll put a link in the description to that video. But also the info that's here is that the champion would have some sort of abilities of debuff abilities, which if indeed Rupture stays with the champion, we've got something called Wither, which may be something new, but I think it could be something else. Do bear in mind when these things like MSIDs are really put in here, it's not saying Metal Sonic ID dude. No, it is something of like placeholder coding, or coding to a degree, where you know, certain things come up, but something says Wither, something says that well, I have no idea what that is. That looks like armor up, because it's got the armor and the up symbol, and then that's got like something and down, but that could be, is that critical damage reduction? So I can't remember what that one is. Is exhaustion, something like that. But yeah, like, just in any case like this, just like it is what it is, and hopefully there will be some more info very, very soon. But Rupture looks to be the debuff that's associated, but it could be subject to change, as I said. It's just very interesting that Spider-Man 2099, even though it has technical advancements within the suit, is considered to be a science, and that's an overriding factor that we've seen a lot of times with certain champions. That, you know, the theory around Ant-Man, which, you know, is a technical suit, but it's the pin particles that kind of like maketh the man, or maketh the Ant-Man. Same thing with Wasp. Same thing with a whole host of characters. So you look at the fact that we've got Falcon, which has got technical advancements but isn't classed as a skill. So there's a lot of kind of like fine line tuning here as to like realism around classes. But I'm just gonna say it is what it is. We do need more to tech, and we do need like stronger god tiers to science. So it's good to see that at least one science is confirmed in Spider-Man 2099. Okay, now we've got to move on, and we've got to talk about something, and that is, I saw this post here, and I thought it'd be interesting to kind of like deep dive and talk about it, because there's some strong opinions in here, and especially some kind of like difference of opinions within the community. So the post is called, I hate to say this, but Summer of Pain's rewards to difficulty ratio is way too high. Essentially saying that the way that Summer of Pain is in some ways a little bit too easier than the rewards, which are quite extensive and, well, let's just say spicy, which they are indeed. From what I gather, Cavalier players can only get up to milestone 6, which is here, which is 3 times 25% tier 5 class catalysts. So where does this really put everybody in their thought process and opinions? For me personally, looking at this, yeah, I do see that there will be an opportunity for Cavalier players to get at least their very first rank 3 6-star, therefore making them a throne breaker player. And there is more outweighing good that they're doing this and Summer of Pain in this way and giving this opportunity than there is bad. The bad side of things, as I said, it just like maybe overinflates and emulates that it's easier for Cavalier players now to get that opportunity to get themselves a rank 3 6-star, therefore getting them a more of an easy way out of the situation of going like, oh, I'm stuck in Cavalier. But the good, as I said, outweighs the bad, or the unfairness to the situation is just not there, because Cavalier players have been hard done by for the best part of a year. Now, if you've been following my channel from the Cyber Weekend deals and the very recent July 4th deals, you'll know that Cavalier Players have been incredibly hard done by those unit deals. So Summer of Pain comes around, and this actually seems like this is a great opportunity for Cavalier Players to find some salvation after terrible July 4th deals and as well after terrible Cyber Weekend deals last year. This is why I think Wasabi's take is probably the best take on the matter when it comes to this. It seems to me that whatever Kabam does, it's never good enough one way or the other. Personally, I think this is the best event we have had by far. Majority of players can participate, no energy needed, 1 week to try the fights and practice. Challenge is decent, and what is even better, you can tweak it for yourself if you think it's too easy or too hard. Too hard, farm some revives, use boost, practice till you get it done. There's time. Too easy, you have objectives. Still too easy, you can do it like MSD in 3 stars and flex. Because that's the thing about it, like that's the person being the more skilled person. As Original Post said, rewards are awesome, and I for one appreciate this event a lot. All things considered, I really don't know how could they make it any better, and I am not bothered by the fact that Cavalier Players will get some nice rewards out of it too. Good for them. Fantastic. That is probably the best take, is like, look, make it as difficult as you see fit. Will Kabam put some more endgame content that's ridiculous? Possibly. Will that be something that will come in next year? Again, possibly. What was it, 2019 that we saw the Abyss of Legends drop, and that's coming. We had Grandmaster Gauntlet, which again kind of like tested the patience and as well the unit threshold for a lot of players and did provide a challenge. So there has been stuff put out there. I just don't think Kabam can put it out like as regular as possible. We've got no variant. Was it variant 8 or 9? Whatever it is, there's no variant next month. I mean, look, should we be seeing some of them soon? Of course. Will that probably be September? More than likely. So yes, there's a lot of stuff to kind of like, you know, talk about. But what are your thoughts on Cavalier Players having access to these type of rewards and getting that bump up? Do you feel that because they've been such hard done by in the last 12 months that this is the time to have something you know, better for them? Which I think a lot of players seem to agree with. But in any case, let's move on to the next story. And that is the new side event. So information later on will drop about the side event. I'm going to be doing a deep dive as well as various other bits of content coming up very, very soon. And this is very important because people are going like what they think it's going to be. Lots of discussions here. Someone even says, wish a Rocket Scrapyard type event would return to MCOC, which is, you know, it was a very kind of casual and smooth event. If anybody is not familiar with that event, this was the cover art of it. So it was kind of like taken as a daily quest, but you could go into it multiple times. Once you grab scrap, you can then go and spend it. And then from there, you go on a little journey, which looks a little bit like this. So this is a screenshot by, I don't know if he still plays the game, but D-Jazz, or she plays the game, D-Jazz. And you could go into various different things. You come in from here, you then go down one way, another, and then because you had scrap as a currency, you're able to spend it once you unlock certain gates and things. So once you've done that, you can then go down and grab things like a Prem crystal shard, a Prem crystal there, or another crystal there, and just do that various type of exploration. And why is this so important to mention, Rich? Well, Kabam Mike has said, I wouldn't expect this to ever make a comeback. Sad times. Rocket Scrapyard was used because we didn't have the tech to make additional stores at the time. So it was like a makeshift store. Choose a path and spend your currency to open a gate and give you rewards. Now we just do spend your currency on your chosen reward. That said, maybe there's a place for something like it in the future, one where people don't have to do a quest 100 times to get a bunch of tier 2 class catalysts, because that was what they were after at the time. Yes, there's some hope that it might return, but gotta be honest, like it wouldn't make sense for it to return in that kind of capacity unless Kabam could like change it a little bit so it's I don't want to say like, well, spicy on the rewards, but it just would be something they'd have to properly put together. That was yeah, I'm happy with the evolution of side events, I'll probably be brutally honest. But there's a lot of time with execution that seems to be an issue. Every time they try something new, it's not exactly works as intended. Like Mutant Treasure Island which was new-ish, but then I had a bug with it. The way that the summer event is kind of like dropped, which is kind of a side event, but it isn't, and some other stuff as well. So it's like sometimes things work, then they don't. The multiple different places of doing like objectives, grabbing something, and then able to unlock something in like a quest similar to the Shang-Chi 10 Rings type like vibe. It's something that Kabam needs to work on better, and I really hope in next year, because I want to say like, are they done with original kind of side events? I've still got to submit my ideas for side events that are different than this, but I just want to make sure that when I do it, that I do it right. But I will be still continuing to do that soon enough. In any case, that has been the Marvel Contest of Champions news show for Friday. Have a lovely weekend, whatever you're going to do. Make sure to watch out later on, because it's going to be a information dump of stuff coming in for the month of August, so check that out. Have a good one, everybody. Bye bye for now.